Sha?
Gobble gobble.
Yeah, that's right. Turkey time, baby.
Yeah, it is. I guess we are putting this out. It is officially Thanksgiving, or
Yeah.
as my father used to answer the phone on Thanksgiving, gobble gobble.
That's
Any
dope.
phone call, any phone call. Just gobble gobble. I hope he didn't get any important news on a Thanksgiving because
That'd be a great memory. You know what
yeah.
I
Well, he answered gobble gobble, and then I had to tell him that his aunt died. Like that's no one wants that.
mean? That's beautiful. I like that actually.
Mhm. How are you doing?
I'm chilling. I'm chill. I'm admittedly I am living in a little bit of fear.
Why?
I so I got almost the worst leg cramp of my life while sitting at my desk yesterday. And I feel my leg has that like faint reminder feeling after the leg cramp of like, yeah, this almost happened. And like, so I'm constantly like in fear of like, oh, I'm about to get a leg cramp. Even though I did mass stretching, but I in my head, I just feel like it's gonna happen. So like I was about to catch it. I stood up.
Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
fought it off. I straightened my leg out,
Mhm.
but the pain of fighting it off, like I almost fainted. I saw colors. It was crazy, and like you can't see it from here, but my desk is glass.
Okay.
So I was very concerned that I was going to like fall through my glass desk. Um, and I was debating with the little blood that was left in my head on whether I should just accept the leg cramp and sit back down, but not faint, or fight off the leg cramp and see if I could be good before I faint and fall through the glass desk.
Okay. So, a couple of questions.
Yeah.
Um, how long had you been sitting at your desk?
Oh, way too long. I was doing like editing videos. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So and you didn't stand up or take a break or anything like that?
Nah, I was like hyper focused. Like shit got done, but
Okay. Well,
it came
yeah.
at a cost. Yeah.
Sure, sure. And my second question, how are you at drinking water right now?
Normally good. Like you'll see me during the episodes, I'll have like water and like one like flavored like diet Gatorade or something. Like today I got body armor light. So I'm always like drinking water and that, you know? But
Okay. All right.
admittedly that day I did not do that well. Cause again, I was like really in the zone. Um
Oh, okay.
so yeah, it was my fault fully. I'm accepting it.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, the fear is there. Like it's instilled now, you know?
Well, you just have to remember to stand up and drink water, and I think you do the water part fine. I think you have to set little alarms to go off to remind yourself to stand up.
Yeah. Like I have I think I told you I have the slam ball. That's what I usually do. Like whenever
Uh-huh.
I'm working like more than like 2 hours,
Mhm.
I get up and slam the ball every half hour like 4 or 5 times. Just to
Mhm.
like do like full squats and movement. So I go into the backyard, I slam the ball a couple times, and I know I
Right.
moved around.
Yes.
Plus it lets animals know like stay away from this yard,
Sure, of course.
you know?
Well, I mean, yikes. I'm, glad you didn't, uh, faint or fall through your desk, although if you had, through a glass desk, how cinematic would that have been? That would have been beautiful. If you fell and then you grabbed that GNS thing behind you and just pulled it down and collapsed through a glass desk.
Yeah.
Yo, yeah, that would have been beautiful. If you do I'm not saying keep your camera on at all times, but that would have been a magical moment to capture.
I'll keep that in mind, you know?
Yeah.
Next leg cramp. Like, do
Yeah.
it for the gram, baby.
Hit the camera right quick. Wait, hold on, leg.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. Every now and then I feel like your body reminds you that like you ain't young no more. That was what it felt
Yes.
like. It was like I know this wasn't. I don't ever remember getting leg cramps, unless like I played like 3 hours of football or something.
Mhm.
You know, like just like sitting, my body's like, no, we can't do this either. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know? It's just too
Yeah,
much
when I get
relaxing.
when I get, a a a leg cramp while lying down, I'm like, How? What am I doing? How is that possible?"
Yeah.
So, but then again, me in a relaxed state is with my arms crossed and my legs crossed at the ankles. So and, like, ramrod straight. So I, to be fair, do not actually know how to relax my body. Um, I have to do breathing exercises just to get to probably a normal state of relaxation with the body.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to do that. Also, I don't bend. And, like, I used to be able to, like, work my way around that, but now I can't anymore. I
Sounds
just don't
rough.
bend. It's because my knees are bad. They've been bad since I was, a kid.
Yeah.
Um, and, uh And so, they're a little rickety. So I've been for most of my life hesitant to put any weight on it. And which is hard when you have to move around. And so it means I move a little weirdly at times. But when need be, for the most part, my knees have been there for me. But now either my fear has heightened or my knees have been like, "No, we don't even feel like doing this much anymore." That I'm like, "Oh, no." And so I'll goof around and do some weirdo dance move, and then I'm like, "Oh, well, that would look good if I knew how to bend, but I don't know how to bend anymore." So now I'm just a robot, just a cardboard robot trying to do this thing, and it's rough. So I have to make myself I'm trying to remain as limber as possible by doing body rolls,
Okay.
just like rolling if those who don't know, rolling your body so that you kinda look like a standing up snake, just kind of rolling your body. Um, and it was a popular dance move in the '80s. A lot of people still do it, just but it because of what you're doing, you're rolling your body, like, starting with your head, moving forward and moving back, and then the body trails behind it.
Yeah.
It's usually used in a more sensual type of dance. So
Yeah.
it's me just playing like a game on my phone while doing a body roll trying to stay limber, on a train platform. So it's like, what is happening? What is she listening to that's got her doing body roll? Why is she listening to R&B on and I'm not. I'm just trying to get the blood moving.
Yeah, I do it sometimes, yo. There's nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that. I
Yeah, but I definitely can tell that my body is just like, we're not gonna be able to do these anymore either." So,
yeah, I think I'm gonna incorporate some body rolls in my routine.
yeah, do that. I don't wanna see them. I get very uncomfortable when I see a man do body rolls. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's a patriarchy thing or what. I don't know, like, it's fine. I'm happy with men being, I guess, sensual. I don't know, but I don't wanna see it unless I have to see it. You know what I
I don't
mean?
blame you.
So I don't wanna see a dude
Full
on the
disclosure
dance
shot, I
floor.
don't wanna see myself do it either. I just
Yeah,
wanna know I can.
just stay away from mirrors. Stay away
Yeah,
from mirrors when you do it.
that's
Um,
real.
and make sure you're alone.
Yeah. Like, I think I would lose points with Gabby if I did body rolls.
Yeah, you absolutely would. She would be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah,
That's
this
I mean, we're not professional dancers, so there's no way for us to do a body roll and someone go, "Yeah." We did not train. We did not train. So
okay. Just in general, that's not what got her with me, was my sensuality. Nah, that's not what won her over. I know my strengths. That's not it. It's
I would pay so much money to, I don't know, watch a YouTube video called Gastor's Sensuality.
Oh man.
I truly my brain the mind boggles. I can't even imagine what that would be. I don't even know what is a sensual gas store.
Oh
Ugh.
man, that'd be awesome.
Awkward. I think the A word you're looking for is awkward.
Awful. There's a ton of A words.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, yeah. I'm gonna give that a shot in private.
Uh-huh.
I'm positive it will look bad, but I won't see it. But I'll let you know how it feels.
Okay.
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, do that. I mean, if it feels good, that's great, you
Yeah,
know? And it's definitely a way it's good, for the back because
yeah,
I don't know if you're a hunch person or if you stand, like, with your chest out all the time,
yeah.
but it's good to occasionally do the opposite of that, and, I don't know if you're a back cracker. Wait, do you crack your knuckles?
All the time.
Okay,
Like I
so
can
you
literally do it forever.
oh,
Like
yuck. "Ah, ah, ah, why do I hear that? Stop
yeah.
it."
Yeah. Yeah, I can do that like unlimited times with both hands. I can
That
actually do it with my left foot too. Like just nonstop crack my
okay.
knuckles.
Now I'm getting a sense of the sensual for you. Okay, alright, we're getting somewhere, we're getting somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
It's Gastor in a smoking jacket and an ascot cracking his knuckles.
Oh man, it's gonna be a real niche ASMR video right there. It's gonna pop off.
I know. Mm. Yeah, no, I don't crack. The only thing occasionally I'll get a feeling in my elbow that I need to, and then I just kinda punch the air until it pops.
Mm,
But otherwise, I don't do much of that cracking type of thing. If I crack a knuckle, it hurts. Ouch, ouch. It
really?
hurts. Yeah, I don't it doesn't give me any relief. I don't feel like I have little pockets of air or liquid or anything that I don't have that feeling, so I never really need to do it.
Huh. Yeah, I learned in fourth grade that I could do it with all of my fingers and that I didn't
Mhm.
need to like press. I could just close my hand and they would crack. And then I
Wow.
tried it with the other one and I was like, "Oh shit, I could do it with both hands." And then I would just do it all day. And then one I think Gabby when we were married was like, "Stop it, stop it." Um and then
Were
I
you
like
nervous? Is it a thing you do when you're nervous or
it's something I do when I'm like thinking.
okay.
Like it just helps me like similar to like I think I mentioned I have like a drum machine here on my
Mhm.
desk that like I don't make music or it's just it helps me like hit something and hear repetition to draw my thoughts
Right.
when I'm standing up and I'm walking to write jokes, same idea. So I do that. It just helps me like jar my thinking. I don't think it makes sense. I'm just saying that's how it is.
No, no, it makes
But
sense. Sometimes I walk and snap,
yeah,
like, I snap while I'm walking
right.
or yeah, and I don't have a song in my head that I'm snapping to. It's just the overall rhythm of me moving, but I'm also thinking, and
Yeah.
so it helps kinda collect it a little bit. I don't have a loud snap. I wish I did. I wish I had one of those snaps that, you know, Foley artists used. You know? I wish I had a snap like the like the Wilhelm scream or whatever, but I don't.
Victor Lane was a legendary snapper.
Yeah,
Uses a
yeah.
Foley.
I
That's
know,
awesome.
it would be great, but I don't have it, but I do snap, just to myself, to
Yeah,
keep time or keep my brain straight.
yeah. I don't know what it is, but I think it's a part of it. Like there's like rhythm in writing, so it
Mhm.
comes out from there. But yeah, I don't. I know. I've heard so many people say it's bad for you, but at this point, like I feel like I would have 100% had arthritis if it was a
True.
thing.
Yeah.
So whatever that is, I should have it because I definitely overdo it with my hands.
Mhm.
But still doesn't come up, so we good. You know what I mean? Keep fighting a good fight. You know what I mean?
So then do you also have to crack your back? Like, does Gabby have to walk on your back? Do you need to go that far with it?
No, my mom, put the fear of God in me with my posture. So, like, I'm constantly, like, straightening out and sitting up straight. Like, right now, I'm sitting straight, and
Mhm.
I am not leaning against the back of the chair at all.
Right, right, right.
So, like, my dad has a really terrible, like, back, and,
Mm.
like, I think at one point they, like, measured his curve, it was, like, 117 degrees or some shit. Like,
Wow.
it was he's like a circle and shit, you know what I mean? So, like, he's
Well, that
gotten
makes me wanna sit up
progressively
straight.
shorter
Okay.
as I've known him. Like, he was, like, 5'8" when I graduated junior high, he's, like, 5'4" now,
Mhm,
so, like, all that's because of back. So, my mom knew that about her husband and thought it was hereditary. So, like,
mhm.
nothing was wrong with me, but my mom kept taking me to back specialists just to, like, preemptively find it. And
Right.
anytime I sat, like, remotely hunchback, she would poke my back and say joroba, joroba, which is like rounded back in Spanish. You know what I mean? So, like, I hear that in my head all the time now, yo. So, like, that shit is just in my head. So, like, anytime I'm like a little round shouldered, I hear my
Uh-huh.
mom saying joroba, and like I just start sitting up straight again. So that's why I'm like, if you look at the pod, every episode, I'm constantly like
Yeah.
adjusting. Yeah, I'm
Right,
constantly
yeah.
trying to like sit up straight again because I hear my mom's voice in my head forever.
So your mom basically just called you hunchback, hunchback, and then you sit
Yeah,
up straight, and that's what you hear in your that's beautiful.
always, yo. For my whole life, yo, I hear that shit, yo.
Okay, alright. My last question for you. How are your parents like, is your mother, like, 5'10"? How are you 6 feet tall?
I don't know. My mom is 5'3", 5'4". My dad used to be like 5'8". He's like 5'4". Until my kid brother was born, I was without question the tallest member of both families.
Mm,
Like, my next cousin was like 5'9". But I was noticeably taller than all of my cousins, all of my uncles. My dad
mhm.
kept making them stories. He's like, "Nah, be like, my uncle was like 6'8". I met that dude. He's shorter than me. Like, I'm like, you don't lose a foot because of age. He's like, he shrunk. He
Right.
shrunk. I'm like, nah, B.
No, not
You don't
that
go from
much.
6'8" to 5'7", homie. Like, that don't make sense. That's imagination. You were 5 years old when you met him, and he was the tallest man you'd seen. That's what that
Right.
was. But yeah, no, I honestly just think it's like it's American like nutrition and hormones and shit. Like, all them dudes was in an island struggling for food. I came over here, I had McDonald's every day, and yo, here we are, you know?
Wow,
Uh
well, that did not work the way one would normally think from a diet of McDonald's.
Straight up, yo. I ate at the corner store, had a hero, bacon, egg, and cheese, had a Big Mac, had a Arizona green tea, and like I grew 4 inches taller than my family. You know what I mean? And then my brother did it his whole life, and like that dude is 6'5".
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. How does it feel to have your younger brother taller than you? Is it a weird
It
sensation?
it's weird right now, like sincerely. It's actually the one thing I'm not looking forward to tomorrow. Me and my brother are having like a weird beef right now where he thinks I owe him an apology and I think he owes me an apology.
Oh,
Um
that should be fun.
yeah, so it's a family misunderstanding.
Mhm.
I am as an adult, even though I am biased because it's me, I definitely feel like I did nothing wrong. But
Okay.
he and and while I understand why he's mad,
Mhm.
it's because he's not fully thinking of the situation. So I am allowing
Gotcha.
for time to give him perspective.
Okay.
With that said, I also have to
Okay.
keep in mind that he's 6'5", and like
Mhm.
I think that's part of what's been a challenge. That like it's not just that he's an adult; it's that it's hard to like chin check him because he is the biggest guy in the house now. So
Mhm.
um, like when he does something wild, my pops can't check him the same because my pops is a 60-year-old man who's losing an inch of height every year.
Right.
So like he's literally a foot shorter than this dude now.
Uh-huh.
So realistically, like my pops, who I know as one of the scariest people in the world,
Mhm.
my brother just grew up with this old dude. So he doesn't have
Right.
that same relationship of like, everybody in East New York is scared of your pops. He just
Right.
sees an old man with money. So he doesn't
Mhm.
like have the fear of that. You know what I mean? And then I want to maintain a little bit of that with him.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I don't want him to associate that only with height because I don't have that anymore.
Mhm.
And I know in my heart that I could physically kick his ass still,
Right.
but I'm not gonna have that forever either. That's crazy to base it on that, because like, what if I'm
Mhm.
like 50 and he's 30? He's gonna mop the floor with me. So like,
Right.
I don't want the respect of our relationship to be purely on that. So
Mhm.
uh tomorrow's gonna be awkward,
Mhm.
while we figure this out. So I don't know. Yeah, but all that's to say is we got bigger because of good nutrition and bad nutrition. It's gonna be tested tomorrow a little bit. We're gonna like
Mhm.
awkwardly walk around each other, see it's gonna be a little machismo in the air, you know,
Oh, boy.
and we're gonna see how it plays out. It's gonna be fun. Thanksgiving's awkward family moments. I think that's what it's about, quite honestly.
Oh, yeah, you think? I don't know. I guess so. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going near family, this year. I like to do, a Thanksgiving with, family or whatever, and then one from the next year for myself, by
Okay.
myself, FUBU, I guess.
One for you, one for me. Okay.
Yeah, basically, that's what I like to do, and so, um, the 2020, I just went over to, a friend of the show, Courtney Farrington. I
Hell
went
yeah.
over to his apartment, that he lives in, with his partner, and, they sat on one end of their apartment, and I sat on the other. We had double masks on because it's November 2020. I mean, we were pushing it then, but we were, like, just being hard-headed, and then I ate quickly, and then we went, "Whoa," and then I got in the car and went back home, like, I that was it. We sat on opposite sides of the apartment, ate quickly, and then I left. Um,
Wow.
I know, and last year, I went over to Courtney's again, but he had, people over,
Yeah.
um, and, so but I where he lives is near, and that's mostly what I've done for Thanksgivings, is gone over to Courtney's, but where he lives is close to where I have family, and my family does, everyone they'll do, like, a big thing. They're very big on gathering and
Yeah.
that kinda stuff, and that's not really my steez. I don't like it. I get, uncomfortable with forced merriment, and I don't like forced merriment, and I don't like so I get very and as I've gotten older, I've only gotten weirder about it. So, there are family members who, when they see me, it's only on these family gatherings, and they must think I'm the worst person in the world because I am unable to, like, grin and bear it as much as I used to be able to. I'm just getting older. I'm just like, "Ugh," so I don't wanna be there, but they don't understand that, it I feel uncomfortable in it. Sometimes family doesn't understand
Yeah.
discomfort and that kinda thing. And they're like, "But why? Because it's family." And I'm like, "Ugh, alright." And they're not a bad family. I am the weird one. But
That's good to
I
know.
yeah, but at times I just need
Yeah.
like, I'm fine when there is not something attached to it. You know what I mean? If someone had a random, like, gathering
Okay.
and yeah, it's just like, "You know what? I got all this food here. I'm gonna cook it. Y'all come through." I love a "I'm gonna cook it, y'all come through" gathering. There's no
Ah.
pressure, right? But, there's, some sort of weird pressure with, like, a gathering on a Thanksgiving or on Christmas or, those kinds of things that I don't like, that it just it fucks with me, basically. Um, but last year, on the way to Courtney's, I went to the family gathering one, and there are all people there and various stages of masking, and I had my roommate with me, and so there's that, and then we went over to Courtney's, and then we went to a movie. That's what I did last year. This year, I was like, "I ain't going nowhere." How about that? Bring me the because here's what happened last year that made me go, "I'm not doing this again." We went to my family's place, and then we went to Courtney's, but then we were gonna go to the movie afterwards, which meant I couldn't bring any leftovers because I couldn't
Oh.
bring any leftovers into a movie theater. Like a sack full of leaking turkey. I couldn't do it. And so when I got home, I was hungry, but I had nothing to eat. And I was like, "Ain't that some shit?" I just
Yeah.
it's Thanksgiving. We're all supposed to be loaded down with stuff, and now I gotta eat instant ramen. What is that?
That
So I said,
hurts.
"No. Yeah, not again." So this year, it's just me and my roommate. We're not going anywhere. Told him a couple of weeks ago, I was like, "Hey, Imma order like a bird and some stuffing, and we're just gonna sit here and eat that."
Amen.
And he's like, "Okay."
That's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
I'm
and
with
that's
y'all. That sounds good.
yeah. It's just I don't know. I wish I could get it together enough to enjoy that kind of stuff, but, I mean, I do enjoy it, I just don't like the pressure,
Right.
and the pressure just kinda messes with me. When it's no pressure, that's fine.
That's fair. By the way,
Yeah.
I also you just remind I want to apologize. I feel like I gave you a hug you didn't want once.
Huh? What?
And
When?
the so we my last show, my last the sugar,
Uh-huh.
I did the show. I was in a very good
Right.
place mentally after the shows. I was happy with how it went. And I feel like I was celebratory in my mind, and I wanted to hug you and Joey, because y'all helped me do the show.
Uh-huh.
And like I realized like after like the hug commitment, I was like, oh, Sha didn't ask for this. This was for me. That's messed up.
I don't I truly don't remember that.
Okay.
I'm fine with any hug you give me, and I'm
Okay.
sure it was a celebratory thing because it was a good show. I don't remember at any point being like, "What is he doing?" That's
Yeah.
not you're good. You're on the side where any hugs from you are welcome.
Okay. I appreciate knowing that, but still, I wanted to make sure you know that like I am trying to be conscious of that. I know that's not for every I'm a hugger at heart, but I also know that's not
Mhm.
everybody's space.
Right, right,
So
right.
yeah, I was like, oh shit, my bad. I was in my head about it afterward in the car. I was like, oh shit, I shouldn't have done that. Cause Sha was
No,
she
you're
was
fine.
good. She was. I think like in your head, you was like I feel like when I thought about it, I was like, I feel like Sha was like, I've done all the hugging I'm gonna do today, and then I impromptu gave you an extra hug. You know,
No,
like I felt
no.
like you checked that box off. Yep, if there's gonna be a hug today, it's happened. You know, and here I come, fucking throwing extra hugs out,
No.
fucking up the game. You know,
Nope, nope, I don't remember feeling uncomfortable or anything like that at all. I do know what you're talking about. There was a show I used to host and, a young lady came through to do a set, and when I first saw her, I hadn't seen her in a little bit, so we did hug, and that was fine.
hmm
And then maybe she was leaving or something, and so I hugged her again, and she was like, "Oh, we're doing this again." And I went, "Oh, no." And I was like, "My bad. I thought you" but she was like, "No, no, it's fine." And I'm like, "No, it's not. If you said to where I hear, 'Oh, no, we're doing this again,'
Can't be good. Can't be good.
it's not good. It's not good."
Listen, we're all
So, and
works in
I
progress. We're trying our
yeah.
best. Happy Turkey Day to those y'all out there. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Celebrate the way that makes you feel good.
Right,
You know,
right. But
I'm
for the love of God, stand up from the table and stretch.
word.
Don't just stand there.
No cramps on Turkey Day.
No
Okay,
cramps.
let's get into the news.
Alrighty.
Uh, FIFA confirms that there's no alcohol to be sold at the Qatar World Cup stadiums. Just 2 days before the World Cup ticket kicked off, soccer's governing body announced that FIFA was confirming that there will be no alcohol served at any of the 8 stadiums, which will host the tournament's 64 matches. Following a discussion between host countries' authorities and FIFA, a decision was made to focus the sale of alcoholic beverages on the FIFA Fan Festival. Um, Other fan destinations and licensed venues removing sales points of beer from the World Cup stadium perimeter. The Muslim country is considered to be very conservative and tightly regulates alcohol sale and usage. In September, Qatar had said it would permit ticketed fans to buy alcoholic beer at World Cup soccer matches starting 3 hours before kickoff and for 1 hour after the final whistle, but not during the match. There is no impact to the sale of Bud Zero, which will remain available at all Qatar World Cup stadiums. So
Boo. I don't even drink beer, and I know enough that if you've been told all this time that you can get beer, and then you get there and it's like, "No beer, but we have Bud Zero." That's like someone telling me we've got Diet Sprite or Diet anything. Get out of here. That's not what I'm here for.
it's terrible. And it's double bad. Nobody wants Bud or Zero. Okay.
Right, exactly. Yeah, that's what so I read an article about, where the other places where you can buy beer, and they're like in there are bars that are set up very bars and pubs set up nowhere near the stadiums. There's a whole perimeter where they're all set up, and people are paying, like 13 bucks on the low end for a Budweiser.
Wow.
Yeah. Um, so I don't know. I mean, when they announced Qatar, I believe there were a lot of issues that came up
Hmm.
of like, really, are we going to do this? But one of the main ones was like, isn't it a dry country? Like, I thought they didn't drink there, and so it's kind of wild that Qatar was like, no, 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 we'll let you do it before and then after, not during, but we can. Well, that's no problem. And then 2 days before, like Budweiser already had like tents up around the stadiums,
Oh yeah, they made plans.
and like they were just like, no, like we got you now. What are you gonna do?
Everybody here already. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that is yikes. Mm.
Yo, thug
But there are
life
still
guitar.
people but there are still people who have, like, cans of beer, and they're putting, like, koozies over them,
Yeah.
very slim koozies that look like Coca-Cola cans. So it looks like they're drinking a Coca-Cola, but under the actual can is some sort of beer, and I'm like, "Look, um, you really want to get caught drinking beer in a place that's like, 'No, we don't tolerate this'?"
Yeah, B.
You really what huh? You I in this year of Brittany Griner, this is what you wanna do?
Real talk.
Okay.
And they're doing a life bid over a beer.
Over a beer, over a beer.
Nah, B. Not
Think that through.
not the kid. Uh-uh.
Mm-mm.
Ain't about that. I keep picturing somebody like selling beer out their trunk for some reason over there. Like I want to know what the environment is like to get like beer close to the stadium.
Um, yeah, because I was like, where did they even get those cans that they could get these slip
Yeah,
covers over them?
because there's a
And how did
market.
they get them
Someone,
so fast? Yeah, someone I mean, I guess, but I think, like, in the country that's just how it is, there's no alcohol, so I don't think there's like a I mean, I say that, I'm sure there's somebody doing moonshine somewhere, but
hell yeah.
I don't know if there's, like, enough of a people to I mean, like, I feel like if it's generations enough that you just drive to the next country or can you? Because the next country is the what is it? The UAE or UEA or something. Anyway, yeah, either way, it's a whole bunch of places where there's not really much alcohol going on unless you pay a premium.
Yo,
So, I feel like that's just what life is,
so he's
and
used to it.
yeah, so I don't know if I get a sense that there's, like, a roving band of, like, you know, hucksters who are just like, "Here's our chance to make the big time," and they're strong but again, I also don't know anything. I base everything off of movies I've seen. And so,
Yeah,
I
you
don't
never
know.
know. There might be some
Yeah.
like version of the Kennedys over there that's like gonna make it big in 3 generations because they made all their money. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, no, yes, for sure, but I still think that, the Kennedys still had enough money to be in charge in some way.
Fair, fair.
So, like, maybe that's how they were able to do it on a fake legal, or I don't know. I just don't, you know how there's, like, the lady who in the neighborhood who sells, oh, maybe you don't. I don't know if you, okay, so in Atlanta, in Georgia, well, not all, no, because some counties are dry, but in Atlanta, definitely, you couldn't buy beer or alcohol on Sundays because it's the
Okay.
Lord's Day, and they only reversed that within the past 10 years, maybe?
Wow.
Yeah, 10 to 12 years, they've reversed that, but that was definitely the case. And so on Sundays, there's a woman in the neighborhood who you can go up to her house, and she got a cup of rum for you for, like, 2 bucks. You know what I mean?
I love
Like,
that.
so I don't know, and that's just an established thing because that's what the law has been. I wonder if there's just, like, a rum lady in the neighborhoods in Qatar,
Hell yeah.
like, if there's just, how there's just, like, the candy lady, there's a woman who's
Yeah.
always selling candy. Well, there was on Sundays, she also would sell, like, beer or liquor.
Yo, shouts to the rum lady. You know what I mean? Keep it
Yeah.
pushing out there.
I mean, I hope she's doing wherever the Qatarian rum lady is. I hope she's doing well. Qatarian? I'm not sure.
I'm also this is also the only time of year, by the way, that it's every 4 years. This is the only time that there's tension between me and my in-laws. Um
Mm,
because of the World Cup. Um they they're all Costa Rican, obviously, and I'm American born and I'm rooting for Team USA.
mhm.
Dominicans don't do soccer like that. We're like ranked 90th in the world.
Right, right.
So
Well,
yeah,
y'all got baseball,
yeah,
so it's fine.
we dominate elsewhere. So like this is their sport.
Right.
And for Americans, this is like our ninth sport,
I
you
mean,
know.
it's moved up. It's probably 7th.
There you go. It's making progress.
I mean, it had a good run, but I mean, pickleball is really coming for it. So
Yeah, I'm telling yo, coming for your neck, soccer.
I
Yo,
know.
ain't see it coming.
No, not at all. Not at all. Pickleball out of nowhere and suddenly everywhere.
Straight up, yo. They didn't see that one coming. But yeah, it'd
Mm-mm.
be awkward at the house because like I'll say like something that like I think makes sense as an American viewing
Right.
soccer once every 4 years, and
Mhm.
they watch soccer like every day. And it's like offensive. I'm like, so like for example, the US team is ranked 16th in the world,
Okay.
and the Costa Rican team is ranked 32nd. So they're both okay teams. Neither one of them
Mhm.
is expected to win the World Cup.
Right.
Um, and I love pointing that out. They're like, yo, like we not trying and we're just doing the same shit. This is your holy grail. This is the thing y'all most love, and y'all still
Mhm.
suck at it just the same as us. Um,
I mean, well, I guess I could see where there might be tension if that's how you're coming at it.
yeah, I mean, I was trying to bond. I was like, we suck together.
Okay,
I
no,
wasn't
that's not
saying,
the same.
you know.
By that ranking, the US is still twice as good as Costa Rica.
So like then it gets awkward. So I start like throwing like Costa Rican positive facts. I'm like, yo, but y'all got no army, like y'all are peaceful and shit. That's great. Keep that moving, keep
No,
it pushing.
I'm
I
not
hear
sh
you got like, a beautiful forest or some shit. I'll never know. I won't go, but it seems nice, from the pictures.
You've not been to Costa Rica?
Nah, sad. I will make it honestly, but I have not.
Hmm.
My daughter went, and actually, pardon me. I think both of my kids have gone. Now that I think about it, trying to remember. I suck with like remembering where my family goes when they're just not here. I know that.
Yeah, it's because 'cause you're in that basement all the time getting leg cramps.
Yo, I'm just paying for tickets. I'm like, yeah, we gotta go here. Cool, let's go. You know what I mean? But I know my daughter went once really early on. I don't think my
Mhm.
son is gone, but yeah,
Okay.
I will make it a family excursion soon. We gotta go see where the fam is from. We gotta do a Dominican
Mhm.
trip too. Should be cool.
Right. Yeah.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. In other news, Starbucks closes the location that was the first to unionize in Seattle. Starbucks is closing the store in Seattle where employees were first to vote to form a union in the chain's home city. Company spokesperson cited safety concerns, saying that
Mm.
unfortunately, despite several mitigating efforts, safety and security incidents at our Broadway and Denny store have continued to escalate. The spokesperson said the store will be closing to customers on December 9th. This is not the first time Starbucks has pointed to safety concerns to explain a closure. We are beginning to close stores, said interim CEO Howard Schultz. This is just the beginning. There are going to be many more. Union organizers see those decisions as the company's efforts to hit back against their efforts.
Mm. Yeah, they're not even being blatant with it. Chipotle's been doing this.
Really?
They will shut down a Chipotle that where the workers are trying to unionize and then open up another one, like, a couple of blocks away.
Yo, that's thug.
Yeah, 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 yeah. It's real. It's just like, what?" And it was noticeable with Chipotle because unlike Starbucks, where for some reason we've accepted seeing one on every street corner,
Right.
with Chipotle, it's like, "Alright, that's pushing it. We don't need that many." You know? Like, I mean, they're fine, but I don't it doesn't need to be it's not a gas station, right? So, um, yeah, so I bet that they open up another one close to that location.
Huh. Go figure.
Mhm.
Yeah, I know
But
Chipotle's gone through a lot with like hiring people. They're like pretty aggressive with that in general. So I'm not surprised. It
yeah.
happens. I'm expecting this next at Panda Express.
What? Are they trying to unionize at Panda Express?
I don't know. I just like their energy is similar in terms of like the work environment.
Oh,
So
I think the reason that these places are that they're getting shut down is because they are unionizing.
yeah,
And so rather than work with them, they're just closing.
right.
But, I mean, I've not been in a Panda Express.
Yeah.
W I haven't heard if they've been upset or I imagine there are employees who are upset with how things are running. There's no place where all the employees are like, "Yep, that's perfect."
They're nailing
So,
it.
yeah, so they must be. But yeah, how many Panda Expresses are left?
Yeah. I mean, I'm basing it off of the only one I've been in Boise. So
Okay, wait.
admittedly, like
Now
that's not a big
so they're not going to close that because that's a diversity open. They need that there.
the food was
Without
great.
that without that Panda Express, they're gonna lose countless number of government money that's meant for diverse businesses. So they need that Panda Express there.
I heard a whole bunch of stressed out college freshmen in that place, making me my beef and my orange chicken. It was aggressive, you know,
How are they stressed out?
like so there was a manager who I would say like on the high end couldn't be over 25 years old.
Mm.
And she was in charge of like six people that I feel like were like, oh, we just finished puberty yesterday type shit. So
Okay.
very young staff.
Mhm.
Um, good. They seemed happy. But like little things was popping out. So like for example, the manager was like clearly like doing most of the stuff up front because the staff looked like they were very new. So they only had like real specific skills. So like she was
Mhm.
like, hey, we running low on fried rice. And like the cook was like, you ain't teach me fried rice yet. So uh and if you've been to a panda, they don't they only serve like two sides. So like that
Mhm.
was one of the two sides just gone. And
How do you make it more than a day in a Panda Express without knowing how to make fried rice? That's like the main thing. When I worked at Wendy's for 2 weeks and 2 days, the
yeah,
main thing like, my first day, they had me on fries at lunch. I was like, "God damn, what?" Yo, just a second ago, I was chopping tomatoes. Now you got me lunchtime fries? Slow down. None of those videos I watch had me prepared for this. So
Promotions come quick, yo.
I know. But I had to learn. I had to learn to, like, by day 3, I was flipping them baskets. I was just flipping and shaking and boxing them up. But
Oh,
I
that's
feel like
awesome.
that's the first before you fill out your tax papers, you got to know how to make fried rice.
My man was out, and he started offering. He said, "I got more lo mein. I got more lo mein." I'm like, nah, because the fried rice is low, And she just got so she kept asking for things, and people kept telling her that they don't know how to do the thing yet. And like,
Mhm.
I feel like that's kind of calling out your abilities to teach,
To manage, yeah.
to manage. And I saw her getting frustrated at the situation, like,
Mhm.
because I think she started to realize that like she built this like house of cards, you know, where her whole staff could all do one thing, and they
Right.
were doing the one thing. Everything else, you better figure that out yourself, manager, until you teach these people more. But she had
Mhm.
one lady that was in charge of the egg rolls. That's all she did was bring egg rolls forward. And they asked her to help, and she kept saying, "But the egg rolls, but the egg rolls," and and she's like, "The egg rolls are stocked. Like there's only so many egg rolls we need. We need other shit." And she's like, "I don't know. I've been in charge of the egg rolls since I've been here." So she was sticking to like they was getting tight over the
Wow, you really caught a Panda Express
yo.
in crisis.
I stayed there. Like I was gonna leave back to the hotel, but I was like, nah, I gotta watch this. Once I heard the fried rice situation, I had my whole meal there. Like I'm eating all of this shit right here. I'm watching every one of these things happen. Why this lady spending half hour mopping the floor? I'm the only customer inside the store. Ain't nothing dirty. Nobody spilled anything. You've given us bags to leave, okay? And she's just sweeping. Why? Because she don't know how to cook yet. Is all she's learned. I realized she
Oh
was
my
just
god.
restocking soy sauces and sweeping. And I started piecing it together. They all learned one thing. That's all they
Mhm.
knew, and they were gonna learn the other stuff at some point, but it hasn't happened yet. And that's how you
Mm.
end up with no fried rice. I picked the lo mein just for them. Like I ain't want to stress out the place no more.
Right,
You
yeah.
know,
You're like, I'll take."
straight up. But if they unionize, when I go back there in April, I'll sign again. I'll sign up saying they need this.
Oh, yeah, that's how we got here, unions. I was so caught up in the Panda Express drama, I forgot we got here from Starbucks. Anyway, Starbucks, you doing wrong, you know you doing wrong, you should have left that place open, let them unionize, you know you don't wanna give them anything. Boo, boo, boo. Also, your coffee's trash. I don't drink coffee, but I know it's trash. Everything in there tastes burnt, even the hot chocolate. As it with all I drink is hot chocolate and tea. How does it all taste burnt in the same way? I don't get it.
Get it right, okay?
Get it right, come on.
In other news, students aboard an Ohio school bus dialed 911 and accused the driver of a crime that never occurred. Students aboard
What?
yo, y'all get out of pocket, little kids. Students aboard a bus for a charter school ignited a police investigation and a reaction from the school when one of the riders dialed 911 and another text 911 to accuse the driver of a crime. Last week, the Dayton school bus driver had pulled over to address students she felt was being unruly. Um, but they were not listening to her, said Hugh Heights Police Sergeant Joshua Fosnight. We got calls from a few students on the bus who were claiming there was an assault by the bus driver. Fosnight determined from the video that the allegations by the students were false. No students were assaulted. Nobody was pushed. Nobody was hit with a broom. Or, that was a real specific one. Or any of the allegations that were made by the students. Spokesperson from the charter school stated that it was upset about what happened and it was working closely with the school district to strengthen safety protocols and ensure this does not happen again. Fosnight said the students should dial 911 for the right reasons. If they believe that this is going on, yes, they should call. As far as statements that they were making as to the allegations of the bus driver, obviously that's inappropriate. The students who called were under 15 years of age.
So they were middle school kids,
Yeah,
and we all know that middle school age kids are the worst version of children.
real talk.
They're the worst. They drive you truly want to kill them. Like, not even in I wanna kill you," but you're like, "How many of you little bodies can I stack up?" Like, you really wanna kill them. 'Em. They're so terrible. And they're terrible because they do shit like this.
Yeah,
She stops and she goes, "Y'all are being too loud. Y'all need to sit down." And they're like, "We're going to ruin your life." What is that? That's
yo,
not appropriate. Mm-mm.
kids do it.
And then one said they got hit with a broom. See, now you probably the one that fucked it up for everybody.
You went too
That and the
far.
fact that there was video, which they think they're so smart and they still hadn't figured out there's video everywhere. These dumbass kids. You got hit with a broom. How's she going? Where's the broom? What?
Listen,
Okay.
I relate because I definitely did stupid shit like this as a kid.
Mhm.
But I think that this is a learning lesson. When stupid shit escalates, you learn, you stop, and you don't do it again. But yeah, I understand being a kid and doing stupid shit like this, going too
But
far.
would you have done that to someone sitting there? Like, if a teacher or someone in charge had told you to stop doing whatever you were doing to be disruptive, would you then have tried to destroy their life in this kind of way?
No, but I know I also wouldn't have prevented other kids from doing it. Admittedly, I think I would have
Okay.
learned from this day, and I would have, and I
Mhm.
like I could think of like 2 to 3 moments that stuff like this happened, and I became an
Mhm.
adult for it. Like I
Right.
grew up for watching these things happen.
Okay.
I think kids do stupid shit. I really believe that. I think it's just an unfortunate part of the world that we have to like tolerate a group of teenagers all being teenagers at once. There's no one like I feel like there should be a cap to how many of them are allowed in the same place because
Oh, wow. Yep, okay,
like
alright.
for real, like it's too many because there's like groupthink and groupthink in
Mhm.
general can be positive, but at that age the
Yeah.
the person that is most confident isn't necessarily the smartest person in the room. And they're gonna have
Right.
they gonna make a stupid decision for the group, and now we all pot committed to this dumb idea. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like they
Mhm.
probably got 6 phone calls, but there was like 20 kids on that bus. But them other kids ain't stopped the situation either. And
Right.
now they're but by proxy, they're part of it. You know what I mean? And they might not do the extreme, but they do more than they would have
Mhm.
done normally wrong. You know what I mean? Like maybe you ain't call
Right.
the cops, but like you threw paper balls or some shit because when the cops come, you could be like, "Well, I ain't call the cops. They threw the cops. I was just throwing paper balls."
Right.
You know what I mean? And I know I
I wasn't the one hit with a broom. That
yeah,
was someone else in the back.
exactly. I know how kids work, B. I'm still like that in my head. Admittedly, it just I just don't do it no more. I've learned, but yeah, don't do that shit. It's terrible. Don't ruin people's lives.
Yeah, that's not right. She's just trying to it's bad enough she gotta drive y'all around.
Yeah,
That's not fun. You
yo,
think
she
it's
got to show
fun?
up on Monday after y'all tried to arrest that lady.
Mhm.
I hope they at least transfer her. Like she shouldn't be on the same route no more.
Yeah, I know, because I would for sure try to fucking run that that bus over a fucking cliff and jump out at the last minute.
I'll be doing like
That's why
hard stops everywhere
yeah, just make sure everybody's really up and partying and then just poom, poom, poom,
all day.
just snapping all these teeth out on the seat in front of them. That's what I would be doing. Now, granted, I am not in charge of your children, so so nor do I wanna be, so don't worry, don't worry. This will never be an issue for me.
See, we all got problems. You know what
Yeah, yeah.
I mean? A new
Ugh.
New Zealand court rules voting age of 18 is discriminatory. New Zealand's highest court ruled on Monday that the country's current voting age of 18 is discriminatory, forcing Parliament to discuss whether it should be lowered. The case, which has been going through the court since 2020, was brought by advocacy group Make It 16, which wants the age lowered to include 16 and 17-year-olds. The Supreme Court found that the current voting age of 18 was inconsistent with the country's Bill of Rights, which gives people a right to be free from age discrimination when they reach 16. Um, the decision triggers a process in which the issue must come before Parliament for discussion and be reviewed by a parliamentary select committee, but it does not force Parliament to change the voting age.
Huh. What do you think about 16 as a voting age?
I would literally point to the previous article. That is insane. Yo, that is crazy.
Yeah, I will say, if I remember correctly, based on the votes in high school when it was time to pick, like, say, homecoming court or sweetheart court, I don't know if I really want those people voting
For
for
change?
my elected officials for the
Nah.
city or the state or the country. I think, yeah, no, you right.
Yeah. Yo, real talk. I might even push it up a little bit. 18 might be a little too early. Like, straight up, that shit is crazy. You want 16-year-olds? Nah, I am highly impressed on a regular basis by the maturity and the things I see certain young people accomplishing already. Uh,
Mhm.
but that is not like at scale. There are definitely 16-year-olds that are still very much 16-year-olds, and I don't think uh they don't have the uh history and experience to draw on,
Okay.
and the maturity in most cases to do this. I'm sure there's exceptions. I do believe that would be capable of voting, but just like mass 16-year-olds vote, that is craziness. Nah, I cannot stress enough how much I would be against this happening. The problem is that 16-year-olds are very good at getting attention to their issues. So like,
Right.
I could see them like being really dope on TikTok on getting this campaign popping. Um,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? And there's parts of it, and I say this as a liberal who would probably benefit from this because I do think young people lean liberal. Um,
Right.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I still think this is wild. Like I don't trust people that young with major decisions. Yeah. I think you gotta limit what they do, man. I don't know. I just keep thinking of how I was at 16, and I feel like I was a good kid, and I still did
Mhm.
stupid shit consistently.
Right.
And
Yeah,
yeah,
okay, I can see that.
you know, I
Yeah.
I feel like once a month I did something that today would be like, yo, you heard about how G got fired? Like it would just be like, and not only did I do those regularly, I feel like I did it less often than my friends. I did
Mhm.
stuff less often than my friends, and it took a while to learn from it. Like it took a while to like stop being stupid. And I feel like you should have the freedom to like do that without the
Right, right.
pressure of like making decisions that affect your country.
Sure,
You
yeah,
know?
absolutely. Give them time to be dumb.
Yeah, that's
Just
okay.
give them time to be dumb, and then, once we work through that, then give them like, an official ballot. But before then,
That's it. Like I almost want to ask you how many stupid things you've done before you vote. And then I want to I
yeah.
want to I want to hear a list of the stupid things you did, and then I want to
Mhm.
hear how long ago were they.
And
You
if they
know,
were last week, you
you
can't
can't
vote.
vote exactly. Like I want to
Mhm.
hear like they should be more. The closer to the voting date, the less of them there should be. The further away, and the more space there should be between each one. Like you should be learning
Okay.
to do them less often. I
Right.
fully accept when you're 16, do a stupid thing every week, my G. That's what you are. You 16, you stupid. You supposed to be doing that. That's cool.
Right.
Nothing wrong with that. When you 18, do a stupid shit every month. When you 20, get it down to like bi-monthly, progress. 22, maybe you slip up, you back to 5 weeks, but you slowly grow into a competent adult. And like, maybe you do one fuck up every 6 months to a year, and you could kind
Okay.
of work as an adult with that.
Wow, this is very ambitious of you. I am 50, and I don't know if I'd clear a lot of these hurdles. I'm not sure I would. Not sure.
I believe in my people. Okay, we can do
Uh-huh,
this.
well, alright.
Finally, Olivia Pichardo is the first woman to make the roster of Division One baseball team. That's right. Brown University's baseball season is starting in February. One of the players taking the field will make history. Olivia Pichardo, the first year student from Queens, New York. Oh, that's what's up. Will be the first woman on a roster of a Division I college baseball team in the U.S. It's kind of crazy to know that I'm living out my dream right now and my ideal college experience that I've always wanted. So that's really cool. Bichardo said. She said being named to the team is surreal as it has been her goal since eighth grade to continue playing baseball in college. Pichardo walked onto Brown's team following tryouts and a grueling assessment process, during which she immediately impressed the head coach, demonstrating her abilities as an infielder, outfielder, and pitcher. It's a workout common for baseball and allows us to evaluate athleticism and arm strength as well as both offensive and defensive skills, said the Brown baseball head coach, Grant Achilles. Olivia put together the most complete walk-on tryout I have seen from a player since becoming a head coach. That's freaking awesome.
Mm. Yeah, she had to because she's a woman,
Word
and
up.
she can't half-ass it
At
because 'cause they'd be
all.
like, "What are you doing here? Look here look here, sweetie, the cheerleading tryouts are over there." Yeah, it had to be perfect, unfortunately.
Yo, props.
Yeah.
I do think this has been something I thought was gonna happen for a while. I feel that
Mm.
of the major sports, baseball is the one most ripe with opportunity for women to play
Mhm.
and be successful. Um, so much of it is skill versus like physical attributes.
Mhm.
Like you could be a really good pitcher and not throw fast. Like we've seen like pitchers that throw in their 80s, which would be what we've seen the peak of what most women can do.
Right.
Be really good pitchers in pro baseball. So
Mhm.
if you have the ability to control a baseball really well, you can be a pitcher even if you throw slower, just because you could still be equally confusing to a batter. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I think it'd be dope.
Alright. Yeah, yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
I mean, I'm all for it. This isn't one where you're gonna be, like, really seriously banged around,
Yeah,
you know? You're not necessarily going to knock heads with somebody else.
right.
So, I'm all for it, for that, and you can still wear your jewelry.
Word.
So that's nice. I mean, you know, can you wear earrings? You can't wear earrings when you play baseball, right?
I would assume that's a team by team thing. I don't think it interferes with anything.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah,
alright, well, shit. Okay.
rock out. You know what I mean? I love
That's,
this.
um that's pretty great. Let's see.
Hell yeah.
Uh, Pichardo will be a utility player in both the infield and outfield when the college season starts. She said when, Achilles announced during a October team meeting that she had made the cut, her new teammates broke out in applause.
Hell yeah.
That's nice. Yeah.
That's what it is. I love this story. I'm all about this, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Yeah, keep winning, keep doing your thing, homie. New York represent over there. You know what I mean? That's just dope. She's gonna get like so many dope job offers afterward too. Like she going to Brown University,
Mhm.
first woman on the baseball team. That's like an instant like interview kickoff point. Like she gonna crush it.
Right. Yeah. Are there already female coaches, right? Not a head coach, but there are female.
I would assume so. There has to be
I
like a
think so.
manager.
Yeah, like in baseball, I think there are. Like, I don't know, assistant coach or somebody who's like in charge of a certain spot. Don't they have coaches of like of like the outfield or the
Yeah,
not like
yeah.
the
they
not like the Real Housewives of the infield or whatever, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, nah, they got a first base coach, third base
Mhm.
coach, a hitting and a pitching coach. Those are
Okay.
usually on every team, as well as the manager, or as they call them instead of head coach in baseball. I
Mm,
feel
right, right,
highly
right.
confident that a minor league team has already broached that. Major leagues
Mhm.
haven't, but there are women in power in almost every other role but the direct on field stuff on the majors.
Get
Um,
them on the field. What are we
yeah,
fucking around for?
straight up. Let's do this. Switch the whole thing
Yeah.
up. Yankees need a new manager. I don't like their manager anyway. You know what I mean? Get this lady the job. She from Queens too. Why not?
Okay, let her finish college.
Okay,
Let
fair.
her finish college
Fair.
and learn, at least do that.
What we've learned here is that I'm way more progressive with young people in sports management
Than you are
versus
with
voting.
them voting.
Straight up.
Yeah, that's true, that's
You
true.
know, I'm showing the faults in my system. You know, it happens. You know, I have my own prejudices. Okay, young
It's
people.
fine, we all do, we have our own biases,
Yeah,
and, we just work through them.
I'm trying.
We acknowledge them and we work through
Amen. If you would
them.
like for the voting age to get elevated to match the drinking age,
You want people to wait until they're 21 to vote?
if they haven't done 20 stupid things by the time they're 18.
Man, nobody would vote. That's the only problem is that we continue to do stupid things. Nobody would be able to vote.
What would be the ideal? What do you think? 18 is a good number, honestly.
I mean, I don't, I ain't really one to rock the boat. 18 seems good because the thing is with 18, you get someone who's young and excitable, right? So
Yeah,
you can
you
get them
need
to
that.
believe anything. Yeah, but you do need that to power the machine.
Yeah.
Um, so I get that part of it. Yeah, so I guess that's it. I mean, I guess the issue isn't even so much with age as with number. How do you get the numbers out? You know what I mean? And for young people, I'm sure they're raring to go, but I mean, for some reason they'll stand in line for a club but not to vote, although sometimes they will. But if there's a piece of foil, maybe it'll distract them. Old people, they're coming in, they're laser focused. They're like, this is what we're gonna do. This is all I have planned today. These young folk, they got plans tonight. They got dates they can't cancel. They got shows they need to go to. I ain't got nothing. As an old person, this was it. I took off work today for this. So, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard. I don't know if we can use doing dumb shit as a metric just cuz well, I mean, people do dumb shit. People in politics do dumb shit today.
Yeah, that's fair.
Where's Anthony Weiner if it wasn't for him doing dumb shit?
Word. That should have definitely stopped a long time ago.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's fair.
I don't know.
Okay. Remix,
I don't
remix.
know.
Okay.
Oh, remix, okay.
If you would like for Gastor's political influence to remain strictly on this podcast,
Mm,
I think
mm.
that's a good one. And all you have to do is subscribe to the show, baby.
Yeah, we won't spread it
I
at
won't
all.
spread it anywhere else. It'll just be on here. Just like the 16-year-old. Sometimes you gotta have people to keep me, under control. I know.
Oh,
If you're an
boy.
Apple, Spotify listener, we appreciate your ratings, 4 stars. You think I could do more? I don't think I could do more. Don't do that. That's craziness. No. 5 stars. You've seen what I'm capable of. I am pretty much there. I am doing what I can. Okay. We can't get more than this. This is what you've
This is
seen it.
it. This is
You agree. This is where we are.
mhm.
No political power in my future. Okay. If you have any articles you want us to cover, please DM us directly on Twitter and Instagram at Silky Jumbo or at Gastor Almonte. Shouts to Lori McDaniel for sharing articles this week. Much appreciated. With all that said, I am the never newly elected to any role, Gastor Almonte, with the now substantially happier to hear that I won't be taking political ambitions further. Shalewa
I'm
Sharpe.
just a secret advisor. I'm just a secret advisor.
This has been the end of my political career episode.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Turkey Day, y'all. Enjoy the leftovers too. Peace.